If you're like me, you sometimes stumble over your words or make mistakes in your Flip Learning videos. And it would be really great if you could trim not just the start and the end, but also cut out errors in the middle. I'm going to show you how you can use a piece of software that comes built into Windows to do just that. On the Mac, we've had iMovie for a long time, fantastic piece of software. Windows has had Windows Movie Maker, which I always thought was garbage. But fortunately, Microsoft have just released a new video editor that is certainly not as sophisticated as iMovie, but does the job. It is functional and perfect for what we're trying to do with our Flip videos. So let's open it up. I'll press the Windows key or the Windows bar down here, and I'll type in Video Editor. There it is. So open up the video editor and you'll get the video editor. Surprise, surprise. You can see a few of my, it's automatically made one out of my wedding photos. That's a little bit embarrassing, but that's okay. So we'll go to new video project right here and it will start a new one. We can name it, so I'll call this screencast test or something like that, whatever you want to call it. You'd name it probably whatever your lesson, whatever the topic of your lesson is. And here we've got project library and we can add. So I'll click on that and I want to add from the PC. It'll probably, that's fine, it's gone somewhere. I'm going to the desktop and I specially made Windows Video Editor, this folder. I've got two videos in here. I'll just add this first one, which is a video I made in Screencast-O-Matic as a screencast, as a video lesson. So I'll open that up. It takes a second or two, and there it is. So here's how it works. On the left here, we've got all of our videos and other media. On the right, we get a preview, like a video screen of the actual thing. And down the bottom, we've got, it calls it the storyboard, where we can, as it says, drag items from the project library here. So we'll start by just dragging down this whole video. I'll show you how you can trim the start and end. I'll show you how you can cut out mistakes in the middle. And then I'll show you a couple of extra bonus tips. And there's more you can do than what I'll cover in this video, but that'll get you the basics that you need. So if I press play on here, I'm just going to turn off my speakers. I don't want to bother with sound for now. I'll press play and I can see there's a whole bunch here that I don't want. I'm going to skip forward to, let's say, that screen. I might be listening and watching and I think, yes, that's the point that I want. If I go trim, I can now trim the start and end of my video. So let's do that. And you can see the playhead, this circle is that exact point that I was up to. What I can do now is drag the blue tab in to that point. And I can just make sure that's right. Again, I'd check it, I'd play from there. Let's say I want to, let's say that's fine. With sound, you'd also be able to listen for audio cues. You know, you might want to start 1 second before you say, welcome class. Same thing at the end. I can go right to the end and there'll be a few mistakes there. For the sake of this, I'm actually going to make it much shorter. So I'll cut at a random point, maybe at the end of this scene. So I can play through at the end of this shot. Oh, it changed there. So I'll change it just before that. Yep, so back to there, drag this tab back, and now so now when I press done, I'll get rid of everything that comes before there, so the little bit of guff at the start where I was just getting set up, and everything after this point, which is, in this case, 6 minutes of the video, but that's okay. I will press done, and now my video goes for 5 minutes, it stops at that point that we were just looking at, and it starts on this screen after all the stuff where I was getting mixed up. So trimming, very handy, but even more handy would be being able to remove something in the middle. So I will go to Split to do this. Split will let us turn one video clip, so this one video, into two, and then we can trim out stuff from the gap from in between that we don't want. So let's do that. I'll click Split. We can find a point, any point. I might do it, I'll just try and choose something meaningful. I think after this it swaps to PowerPoint. So yeah, so right where it swaps to PowerPoint, I'll find that moment. You can play with the spacebar and then pause at the exact right second. Okay, that'll do. And I think I just click done and it's split it. There we go. It split it right there and you can see the second one starts just after I've gone to PowerPoint. Now, if I didn't want the end of this clip, so let's say there was a bit of a mistake just before I went to PowerPoint, I could click on this one, trim it, and now I could get rid of, because you can see it ends just before I went to PowerPoint. Or it's actually ended just after I went to PowerPoint. So I'm going to go back just a few seconds. Again, I might want to play and pause at the exact right moment, space to play and pause, and I'll shift the trim back a bit and just make sure, there we go. Okay, and I'll press done, and now I've cut out that little bit of extra stuff from the middle. So I've now got two clips. They'll play almost seamlessly. If I go, I've forgotten how to do it. If I go to the start of this one and just go back a little bit, you'll see it will jump from this screen straight to PowerPoint with no sort of transition. I don't know how much is in there. And there we go, it just cut at that exact moment. So if in the middle I had stumbled over some words or messed something up, it would jump over that. That's how you can remove errors from the middle. Now, I'm going to give two more tips. One is that you might like to start your videos with a nice title card. That's really easy to do using the video editor. Here we can add plus and title card. It says add title card. I don't know why I said plus as well. Click on that and you can see it's put it in the middle. Oops, didn't mean that. No problem. I just drag it to the left and now I've got title card, first clip, second clip, just how I want it. When I'm on this title card, I can change things like the duration. You can choose how many seconds. The default of 3 seems pretty good to me. I can change the background. Unfortunately, you don't get a whole lot of options. You can't put in images and things like that. But you can choose any of these colors, or you can add a custom color. So I might like a sort of slatier gray or something like that. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. So that's the color I've chosen, or I could have chosen any of these. At the top, we were on background. I can now go text, and we get a few different styles of text. I want it to be, electric. Oh dear. And at the top here, I can choose what the title would be. How to edit. That's cute. You get the idea. Oh no, not Comic Sans. You can choose the style you want. You can also change the position around using these keys. No, you can't see that because my face is over the top. But there's keys down here that we can use to change the position. I will click done when I'm done. Now I've just realized in some of the earlier bits when I was saying done, that was probably hidden under my face. Apologies for that. But hopefully when you're there and editing, you'll have worked out from context that the big blue done button is what you need. Okay, so now our video starts with the 3-second title card, how to edit, and then cuts into this shot. Great. Last hot tip. I often have teachers ask me, can I put another video clip into my flip videos? Well, using Video Editor, yes, you absolutely can, and it's not too tricky at all. I will click Add here to put in another video from the add another video to the project library. I want to add a clip from this PC. Now, I'm assuming you've already got the video downloaded onto your hard drive. If not, that's a tutorial for another day. I've got here a clip from a film that I study with my Year 10 English class. I will open that up, and here it is. I've now got a clip from the film in my project ready to use. Do need to be careful with copyright stuff, but as long as it's just being used within your own class and for education purposes, it's pretty straightforward. I've dragged that in between these two clips of me. So now the video will play the introduction I've got, then it will cut to the clip, and then I might in the second clip have an analysis or explanation of what people just saw. Same as before, I can trim this up, I can split it, I can, so I could cut back and forth between, a few seconds, a shot of the clip, then cut to me explaining it, back to that. And all you do is reorder these clips, trim and split as needed. All right, let's pretend I'm happy with that video. Then the last step is to finish the video. Top right here, we finish the video and it will save and export. It recommends you export in high quality. I second that. And the more options, use hardware accelerated encoding. If that's an option, let's do it. And then we export. It wants to know where to export to. I'll save it in the same folder. I've lost it, Windows Video Editor, there it is. Screencast test, that will do. I can name it whatever file name I want. Again, probably name it whatever the topic of the lesson is. So I guess I should call it how to edit and export. And when I tested this, it exports quite quickly. This is about a 5-7 minute video, and it's exporting, in much less than that. So in a few seconds, it should be done. I'll twiddle my thumbs. When it's done, it's a file on your hard drive that you can upload to YouTube or your learning management system or to Google Drive and share that way. It's a video fully edited, ready to go. I hope that was very clear and straightforward. I hope that you get a lot of use out of this, this quite simple but very useful piece of software. Happy editing!